Hey guys, what's going on? Got another Enhancement Shaman Mythic Plus video. This time we are doing a 12 Mists of Tyrannosaurus. The video is sped up just a little bit so it doesn't take too long. But yeah, anyways, big news this upcoming reset is Enhancement is getting nerfed. What's happening is we are receiving a 8% nerf to our Maelstrom Spenders. Now this is quite big for Stormbringer, but not as much affected as Totemek. But overall, I don't think this is going to take us out of the S tier slot, but it's going to bring us closer to the other classes. It's still quite the nerf, but I think overall we won't see it as much because it's just hitting our Maelstrom Spenders. Now, in Stormbringer, our Maelstrom Spenders are definitely a good chunk of our damage. I think they're anywhere from like 50 to 60% of our overall damage. Could be wrong on that one, I haven't checked in a while. But yeah, so 8% of that is going to get reduced. So that means Tempest, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, and Elemental Blast are going to get hit. But is this going to change what build is best? Possibly, but not by much. I think Stormbringer is still going to be better in most cases, but it is going to bring Totemek a bit closer. Reason being is that Totemek does not rely on our Maelstrom Spenders as much. Now, Maelstrom Spenders are still very important for Totemek because what happens is Lightning Bolt, Elemental Blast, and Chain Lightning all have a chance to increase the damage of your totem. And that is very important because Totemek is all about totem damage, whereas Stormbringer is all about lightning damage, you know, Tempest, Chain Lightning, and stuff like that. So it's going to bring it a bit closer. I think Totemek might pull ahead in single target. It's hard to say, but we will see what's coming in on Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever day it is for you for reset. Now, I really thought they were going to hit us with a heavier nerf. And don't get me wrong, this is a, decent nerf, but it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to do the usual that they do to Enhancement, which is like a 5 or 6% baseline nerf across the board. But no, they just went after our Maelstrom Spenders, which is kind of nice to see, because it just sucks when they don't take any thought. They just go, 5%, see you later. But I still don't think this is going to take us out of the top of the runnings, which is great because honestly I've enjoyed Enhancement this season so much, and it'd suck to go down to like C tier or something after just one patch, and who knows what's to come in the next patch anyways. But yeah, it's kind of nice to see we are definitely blasting. But as for Totemek versus Stormbringer, I think they're still going to be in the same positions, but I think Totemek is definitely going to come a whole lot closer to Stormbringer than ever before. If it does pass it, I will be surprised, but at the same time I won't be, because Totemek definitely does have power behind it. But I think it's still, dealer's choice on what build you want to run and see how it goes from there. But anyways, the other thing I wanted to talk about is going from an 11 to a 12. Now, this is the first ever 12 we have attempted, and the first ever 12 we have timed, which was kind of crazy. Myself and Das, who you've probably seen in previous videos maybe, or on stream, he was on, and I was just like, yo, you want to attempt this 12 mists that I have? And we were like, sure, what the heck? What could go wrong? And we were expecting a complete, terrible run or just first pack wipe, whatever. But no, these guys like blasted. Like, this monk made us feel safe like all the time. I don't know what he was doing, but I did not feel like I was in danger. The tank was great, always pulling, not even losing any HP or anything that I noticed. But yeah, like, this whole thing felt good. From what I heard from everybody and from what I was seeing on like numbers and stuff, is that going from an 11 to a 12 is a massive difference. That didn't feel that way. Now, the reason why I say that is because you don't have to deal with the big mechanic, right? Xalata's bargain. Now, although every mob is buffed by 10% health and damage wise on a 12, before that, if you don't catch, like for this week, it was collect the orbs that run to the mobs or whatever. If you don't catch those, it feels even worse in a sense. So I felt like the 12 was much easier than an 11 in some cases, but it's hard to say. If you do collect all the, orbs and stuff, it does feel good, but sometimes you get that horrible RNG and it just feels horrible. But yeah. So another thing is that I believe they are looking into the Mythic Plus system. The reason being is because I heard something that maybe twos are not difficult enough, or not providing the correct gear for its difficulty or something like that, or maybe too difficult. I'm not sure. Like the jump from 0 to 2 or like 2 to 4 or something like that, they're changing. And then I believe they're looking at the jump from 11 to 12. And it definitely does need to look at, because some of the dungeons I feel like are not very easy to do, such as Grim Batol. Even Stone Vault is probably quite difficult, and maybe City of Threads too. Now, I haven't even attempted anything other than this on a 12, let me remind you, but I still think those are probably the worst things ever to do on a 12, so, or even higher, like these guys are pushing 16s and stuff, which is crazy. So, like, my question is, what are they going to do? But I think the bigger question is, what are the affixes going to be for next season? Are we going to continue with these Xalatath mechanics, or are we going to get something totally different, or are they going to even it out? Now, I really like the way the 12 was for this one, because you didn't have to deal with any outside mechanic. It was just the dungeon. Nothing else to deal with, just the dungeon being super tuned, essentially. Honestly, it was kind of fun. It really was, not having to deal with anything like Dragonflight. You had to deal with bursting and all that crap. It actually felt fun to do, not have to worry about outside mechanics other than the trash mobs and the boss mechanics. Honestly, felt great, and I hope they kind of go with that. Now, when they do add small mechanics, I do like it to an extent, but sometimes they're a pain in the butt. Like this week's with the collecting the orbs, you can have some really bad RNG where it spawns an ad as the orbs come out, and the ad collects all of them or something and buffs everything. Or you get it during like a mechanic that you can't stand in, and the orbs get collected, so on and so forth. Like, those type of RNG things kind of screw over keys sometimes. Now, if you have an invulnerability, you can do it, but sometimes, you're in a pug, you don't quite have that luxury of just going, oh, you have the invulnerability, you can go collect them. Like, it doesn't always work out that way. So I hope they look into something like that. Now, the other one where you have to CC the orbs is kind of okay. It's a bit better than this one that you have to collect them, because a lot of people have that range CC, right? Such as Shadow Fury. You can also use your static totem and stuff like that to stun them from afar, such as Stitch Flesh from Necrotic Wake. If the orb spawn in one of his pools, you're technically silenced. So moving your totem out there is kind of nice. But, ones like this orb one, even the dispel one, where you either have to heal it off or dispel it, definitely becomes a pain in the butt. Now that one's not as affected, and the kill the ad, same thing, it's not as affected, but the two where you have to stun the orbs and collect the orbs can be very brutal during certain mechanics. Actually, even the kill the ad one, miss a tier in a site, this one, Mistcaller, definitely a pain in the butt when that appears during the ad phase, when you have to take out the copy, because you have to kill Xalatath first, and then you have to take out the copy. So what happens is the ads do ever increasing damage, which sucks, especially if you're not killing it. And while you're not killing Xalatath, all the mobs are, I believe they're just taking reduced damage, so that feels even worse. So it's hard to say where to take these things, but based off of the way Xalatath mechanics worked, I could assume they're going to bring something very similar into next season with the whole Gallywix Goblin theme. See what happens. I'm quite excited to see that. Or maybe they'll go with something more basic and easier. I don't know. But I am quite excited to see that. Other than that, I don't know if there's too much. I believe Windwalkers are getting a massive buff, but I'm not too sure. But I don't think much of the meta is going to be changing with these changes coming Tuesday. But who knows? Who knows? I certainly don't know. I only really play enhancement, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!
Balance must be restored.